everyone, or good morning. Again, depending upon where you are joining us from, thank you so much for taking the opportunity to join us today. We know that this call was kind of a last minute invite sent out, but we did want to make sure we could have this call as soon as possible to for the call that we had to postpone. And we're coming up on the holiday, so it's really important for us to meet with you guys as soon as possible. So thank you for taking the time to join us today, to our partners that have joined, to our liaisons, to our mentors, and to our RAs. Thank you all for joining today. Hopefully the information that we share will provide some clarification on a couple of things that you may have questions about. And we will have maybe a short time for a Q&A, but we are here to provide some information, answer questions, and just make sure that we're all on the same page as we move forward. So I'm Sylvia Staples, for those of you that do not know me, co-coordinator for the Resource Assistance Program, and I'll pass it over to Michaela to introduce herself.
Yeah, hey, thanks so much, Sylvia. Hi, everyone. My name is Michaela Hall, and I'm a co-coordinator for the Resource Assistance Program.
Thank you. And Vanessa?
Hi, everyone. Good morning or good afternoon. I'm Lady Vanessa Reyes, Program Specialist. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to just jump right in. We have some information that we'd like to share with you guys today to bring you up to speed of some of the updates that we have for you. And just to let you know, we did record this. So if you want to go back and listen to this at the end, you will have the option to do so. We will also be providing the updates on the Wrap SharePoint as well. So the first thing that we want to talk about today or share is about the extension. So as you guys know, our executive leadership team did approve for us to extend RAs through September of 2025, right? And so with this extension, it is the goal that all of the RAs are working within priority work. And as you guys remember for some of the previous meetings that we had, we talked about priority work. Priority work could look different depending upon which region you're in, and also depending upon which deputy area you're in. So if you're working in state and private forestry, tribal forestry, if you're working in research and development or the national forest systems, or biz ops, or if you're working in region 8 or region 5, it all could look different. So again, priority work. So what we're doing to identify priority work is allowing your liaisons to work directly with your leadership within your region, station, area to validate that your current position that you're working in is considered priority work, or the work that you're doing is priority work. So there's nothing that you need to do as an RA. Again, your liaison within your respective area is working with the leadership to make that determination. Once they validate that with your leadership, then they're passing that information on to us to let us know that you're already currently working in a priority position. And so for the deputy areas of the Washington office, your associate deputy chief will sign off on that. And for those of you that are working in the regions, your deputy regional forester will sign off on your priority work extension. Okay. So again, extensions will be contingent upon you working in priority work. Okay. The reassignments, if you are deemed to not be in a position that is currently focusing on priority work for your region, station, or area, then we are looking at reassignments for you. And we want reassignments to happen at the lowest level possible. So as an example, if you are working on a district, then we want to look at that same district to see if there's any priority work for you to be able to take there. Or if not on the district, then maybe on the forest. If not on the forest, then the region, and so forth and so on. So we want to make sure that we are looking at the one that's going to cause the least amount of impact. And so that's how we will work with the reassignments. Again, but all RAs must be working in priority work. If your unit cannot extend you, or if we are having to reassign you, we're also making sure that all RAs for the extension, you must be in good standing. And when I say good standing, I mean performance, I mean conduct, that there has not been any PIPs that have been a PIP that has been put in place for you, or if it is in place, then you have worked to correct any of those items that have been addressed on your PIP. So we'll be making sure to take a look at that. So again, just making sure you're in good standings. The reassignments, will be also supported through relocation. So again, if you have to reassign and you actually have to physically move from one location to another location, then we will be providing assistance with your relocation. Okay, because we understand that that may be for some of you, but not everyone, because the majority of you will potentially stay where you are. But if that is the case, then don't worry about the relocation. We will provide assistance there. So moving right along, with the another thing with the extensions is that, you know, we are looking at the stipends. We understand that some RAs are at a 750 stipend, some are at a 650. And so through this extension, again, we want to continue to provide as much support to you guys as possible. So we're going to increase those that are not already at the 750 stipend. We're going to increase your stipend to the 750 weekly stipend amount. And that'll be so that all RAs consistently across the board are receiving the same stipend pay throughout this extension. And so again, this will come into effect throughout your extension. So whatever current term you're on right now, you will finish your current term as it states, and as you are currently been working with your current stipend now and into your extension, that's when your new stipend will show. And so again, that's to get everyone on the same level of 750 a week. For the exceptions, so those of you that may have had an exception submitted for your hiring position, the position that we were trying to, you know, that a hiring action was initiated for you to become a permanent employee in the Forest Service, you know, we talked about those exceptions that were going to be submitted within each region station area for your position. So we have started to receive some of those updates and results from HR. However, we cannot share it just yet. However, the RAP team, we will be meeting with HRM to discuss the communications. How would this be communicated to you and to the unit on whether or not your exception request was approved and what the next steps are? So just be on the lookout for more information about that as we, again, meet with HRM to understand what that'll look like and the timeline of getting the messages out. But do know that things are coming down the pipeline and we will have that information soon. Okay. The Well, I guess that's all that I'll have, and I'll let Michaela share her updates, and then we'll open it up for questions. We'll try to get through this information as quick as possible, so we make sure we have enough time for Q&A. But that's what I wanted to share about the extensions and exceptions, and I hope all of that was clear. So Michaela, passing it over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Sylvia. All right, so as we're talking about, next steps for our A's and those extensions, one of the things that we really wanted to focus on was providing good opportunities for professional development, as this is a program to expand skill sets and build networks and really prepare folks for a career in natural resources. We've been really considering how we can contribute our time and resources towards doing that. And so a few things that are in the works now. We had a USDA campaign. We're working with the department and to connect our A's with opportunities. We had two webinars that we shared with resource assistants that happened, one last month and one earlier this month, on navigating USA jobs and writing a federal resume. As part of that campaign, we asked our A's to update their resume to include a hashtag that would allow USDA employers and hiring managers to search for RAs within USA jobs. And so RAs will be required to include that hashtag in their resume and also make their resume searchable on USA jobs. And then those USDA hiring managers will be able to find them through that campaign. The goal is to make sure that those coming through our programs are considered for opportunities where they'll make a good fit. So for any RA who hasn't done that yet, please take the time to update your resume with that hashtag, and also to make your resume searchable on USA Jobs. And this pulls you into that hiring campaign that we'll be working with over the next few months to make sure that you're connected with those hiring managers over in the department. We are also working with the Office of Communication on expanding our profile and our brand on Handshake. So Handshake is a site that employers can use to recruit students and recent graduates into careers. Lots of colleges are connected through Handshake and provide webinars and other ways to connect employers and students through Handshake. And so the Forest Service is there. We have a brand there. We have used it to recruit and to put on webinars. And we're wanting to expand our brand through testimonials. And so we sent out a message earlier this month asking RAs to, if they were interested, to share information about their experiences with the Forest Service and their experience in their work and the different activities and they've done and how they've been able to build skill sets. We think it's important that, people who are going on Handshake as current college students or recent graduates hear from their peers and are able to hear about your experiences. And so if you're interested in sharing on Handshake, look for that message that we sent. It has a link in there where you can go and add your testimonials. Uh, we're also looking at an opportunity to send RAs to the National Manners Conference, which will take place in April of 2025. We want to provide this opportunity to gain professional development, at the Manners, and Manners stands for Minorities in Agriculture, Natural Resources, and Related Sciences. They're one of our RAP partners, and each year they put on a pretty big conference for those who are interested in natural resource careers. This conference includes days worth of professional development opportunities, contests where participants are able to test their skills, and also a career fair that allows them to connect with employers. And so we're hoping to send RAs, support them in attending the Manners Conference next year, where they'll be able to participate in those activities and where they'll be able to connect with employers that are hiring, including USDA employers, as well as employers and other land management agencies. And then tying into that, we're also working with the Department of Interior agencies, including National Park Service and Fish and Wildlife, to share job opportunities and help RAs understand what those jobs are like within those other agencies. And so we're working to schedule an information session with the Department of Interior agencies, and that will take place within the next few weeks. We're looking to do it in December, but stay tuned for a calendar invite for that. Again, the goal is to make sure that RAs are connected to opportunities across the field of land management, natural resources management, and to provide as much professional development opportunities as possible. Then finally, I'd like to share about our cohort 10. Leadership has made the decision to focus our efforts on currently serving RAs and to not bring in a new cohort next year. And so cohort 10 will be postponed. This allows us again to just focus on the current RAs in the program and to expand on the professional development offerings that we're able to give them. And so again, for next year, there will be no new cohort, no new RAs coming into the program as a cohort, and we'll look to postpone and welcome new RAs later. But with that, we can open it up for questions. Feel free to raise your hand, and I'll also look into the chat to see what we may have there.
So if you don't mind, I'll moderate the chat for this so that we can move through this quickly. And if somebody can just answer the questions. Meeting is recorded, done. Thank you, Alexander. I'm assuming you mean your mentor, and we'll make sure that we make that connection and that you get that support. WRAP, WO team is your liaison. Okay, you'll follow up. Relocated, find out that they are being relocated. That is a decision regarding if you're, it's not a it's not automatic. There's a conversation. So if they are being, if your position is not priority, and they are considering a reassignment, that means that you may need relocation. That conversation will be initiated, and those and it will be, yeah, it'll be consensus around how that is managed. So no one will be just automatically telling you you have to go here. Um, when we know if our RA is in priority work, that is for the region to make, and the liaisons. The WO is working with our team, and you should hear something from your regional liaison, and those who are in WO will make sure that we share that information with you expeditiously. Is that accurate, Sylvia?
Yes, that is correct.
Um, you want to add anything to that?
No, just timeline wise, you guys, I will say that we gave the liaisons until tomorrow to provide us with a status of your position. So we're hoping that we will have that sometime tomorrow. So hopefully next week, or because next week is a short week because of the holiday, shortly after that, we'll be able to share with you guys. But if you connect with your liaison, then maybe they can share with you what the determination is. But if it is determined that you are your position's priority, then you're good to go. So we hope to have that out to you guys pretty quickly, hopefully next week.
You should hear from your liaison about that. I'm okay with it. And then I see, Brian, you have your hand up before we start going through this list. Brian, were you first or was Paul first?
It's Kennedy.
That's fine. Paul can go
first, but
okay, Kennedy. All right, you guys, don't all jump in at the same time. Yeah, I got you. Go ahead.
I love that y'all are thinking about sending us to the Manners conference, because I'm a partner of Manners and I was already interested in that. I just wanted to know, is that something that's confirmed, or is that something that's still in the works?
yes, that is confirmed. And so our first priority is to get everyone extended, right? So once everyone is extended and we know exactly who's extended, then we will work with Manners about getting everyone registered and stuff. But yes, it is approved. It will happen, but not everyone will be extended. Some people will take another job. So we have to first confirm those that will be extended and that'll still be currently working during that time.
Okay, understood. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. No problem.
Brian.
Hi. Sorry for stepping over you, Kennedy. Got a question regarding priority work. With the gap of 1039s, in other words, seasonals not being bought on for the most part this year, is it realistic for an intent to go ahead and close the gap on some of that work? Is it realistic to employ a wrap intern in that effort if the region considers that priority work? Merlene?
Yes.
Okay, super. Thank you.
So any other hands up, ladies? I see Brian, is your hand legacy hand?
Oh, that's good.
Yes,
I
please.
think so. Yeah, I don't know the answer to Johnny Miranda's question. Will we have to relocate? I think that you should have that conversation with your regional liaison, unless you're a WO, and then you should reach out to this team right here.
Yes.
And I think the next one was already answered. And then
That's not really.
can you clarify the timing? I think that we are planning for those stipends to be right size with the extension. So the new extensions are after December 24. So come January, anyone who is extended will be receiving the same stipend of $750 a week.
Send her flowers.
Will professional development funds be extended? I believe that's a yes, Sylvia?
So professional development funds, we're going to take a look again once we see how many people are being extended and what that overall cost is going to be to extend all national RAs and regional RAs. Then we'll be able to see what else we can provide you guys. Again, we are going to fund you guys to go to the Manners conference, but we're going to take a look and see what the remaining funds are and see if we can provide everyone with an additional stipend. So more to come about that. But again, our first priority is to get you guys extended.
I see we have a hand. Thank you,
Or maybe
Sylvia.
like
MH, I can't see the full name. Hanson.
Margaret.
Hi guys. Thank you so much. I'm not sure if this was answered already, but I noticed there was a question about how our original contracts, if there is going to be a break in that. So like once we hit December 31st, we'll just return from that weekend and there will be no break into the extension for the September 25th. Am I correct in understanding that?
Correct. No break,
Okay.
no break. This extension will go into place and it'll be just like any other extension. But if you have never been through an extension process before, once all of this is confirmed, we're going to send something out to the partners with a list of all RAs that will be extended, and then they'll be reaching out to you guys with new extension letters. But yes, there won't be a break unless you choose to have a break. But no break on our side.
Okay, and that's a two-parter. I just want to confirm that I'm understanding this correctly. We should see extension letters before, maybe around the 24th. Is that what I heard?
No,
That
I don't
clarifies
have
all
a
this
date on that
information?
because that'll be on the partners. So I don't want to put a timeline on them. What I said was that tomorrow, the liaisons will provide us with the determination from each region station area, and we hope to at least let folks know next week if your position is priority or not. And or those that may need a reassignment, we'll have conversations with you. But once all of that is confirmed, we'll get a list over to the partners, and then the partners will go through their process of providing you guys extension notification, whatever that looks like. But let's keep in mind, you guys, that there is a holiday next week, and so folks will be taking off for the holiday. So some stuff will probably go into the following week, which will be the first week of December.
Thank you for that
Sylvia,
clarification.
I'm sorry, Margaret, I didn't mean to step on you. Sylvia, I just want to clarify, the regions are making decisions regarding
Yes.
extensions. That decision is going to be made. Once they send us that information, all we're going to do is share it with our executive leads. We are not weighing in on the decision that is made at the regional level, and those reassignments will occur at the regional level. All we're
Right.
asking is that if people are not being extended, if they're not being recommended to extend, that they have documented performance issues for the reason why they're not doing that. So once they submit that information, it is just so that we can close the loop with our executive leads and the ELT to let them know what you all decided. That is all that's that process.
Yes.
Okay.
So we'll have a consolidated list that we'll share out. But if you guys want to know right away or tomorrow, then feel free to reach out to your liaison and just ask a simple question. But they'll have that information.
Okay, so I see this question. Sarah, yeah, these are unique circumstances and we are doing our best to accommodate them. So we are making some adjustments so that we can ensure that folks who are caught up in this have an opportunity to also be extended. And that goes for you too, Caitlin. Um, and is it possible for mentors to receive these updates about trainings, etc.? Sylvia, Michaela?
Yes, if you would want to, or you can ask your RA to share it with you. We know some mentors don't want to receive everything that we send the RAs. So if that's something that you would like, then I would say maybe have that conversation with your RA, just have them to share it up with you, because not all mentors will want to receive all of that communication.
Hashtag. I'm assuming that that's correct, what he has in there.
Yes. That's too much.
Um, and will we be sending out this information in a email, be comprehensive email? Is that something that you can put together?
Yes, we will send a follow-up email, as well as, again, we will update the wrap SharePoint, and you guys will be able to go there for these same updates.
Thank you. Burke, I don't understand your question, but before we come to you, I see we have another hand from a Little.
Natalie. Hi, Natalie.
Yes, hello. This is Natalie Little. I'm a mentor in Region 4, and my RA, Najali, is a climate RA. And I just feel like this is a gray area. So I talked to our R4 liaison, and it didn't seem like climate RAs were being directly addressed for priority work for the region. But then I talked to Dixie Porter, and she said she's good to go. So I'm feeling good, but not super good.
Yes, yes. Climate RAs, we have a climate liaison, as you just stated, Dixie Porter. So climate RAs, in this particular exercise was treated a little different. Their decision making wasn't coming from the region. It came from the associate deputy chief. So yes, they are extended or they are priority work.
Is that
Thanks, Sylvia.
responsive? Great.
You're welcome.
Burke, don't understand the question, or maybe you do, Sylvia or Michaela?
I can't see the question. My
Yeah,
chat is
so
full.
I'm so
Burke,
sorry.
if you want to come on and say a little bit more about your question.
Yeah, it's just thanks guys. So we have like I guess three cohorts kind of in the situation now, but you know, each cohort comes on with like a 6 month or gap. Um and with like our direct hire advantage, all of that like expiring sooner, are we just considered one big group now, or is there still any significance to those who, you know, have been here longer and are running out of time for those kind of extra things?
Yeah.
Because it feels like we've been considered just one group, even though it's a pretty stark difference in experience, not to take any credit away from anyone.
Yeah, totally understand that, Burke. So what I would say is, as it relates to decision making, yes, you guys are all grouped together because any decision that we make will affect you guys all equally. However, as we make decisions, everything that we do have it all kind of we have everyone labeled for the cohort 7, cohort 8, cohort 9, so that we are aware of your end date, so that we are aware of the things that you may be impacted on that others may not be. So in our decision making and our processes, we are keeping in mind those of you that are coming from cohort 7 or also potentially cohort 8. We understand that your end dates are coming up sooner than those in cohort 9. We understand that if you have your certificate already, that your that your certificate may expire. So all of those are definitely in consideration, and everyone, like I said, is treated equally as it comes to decision making. But yes, we are making sure that we keep you guys prioritized as it relates to getting your stuff in a timely manner, but everything else is equal.
I see we have a hand up, but I think that didn't we make a decision that we were going to pause certificates if they had been
Yes, so
issued?
we provided certificate guidance to the RAs, and so we are pausing on the issuance, but if you did receive it, then we do have a process and information and guidance that we shared about you having the ability to request a reissuance of your certificate. So we will resend that information out on certificates itself, and we'll have that also on the SharePoint.
Thank you. And before we go to the hand, we will make ourselves available beyond the 2:30 end time for this call. So those of
Yes.
you who wish to stay on, please do. And I can't see the name for the hand.
Yeah, so the next hand is Heather Weldon, if you want to ask your question.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, you mentioned that our deputy regional forester needs to sign off on the work being a priority or not. Did I understand that right? And then what are the mechanics of that? Should mentors be working with liaisons to provide justification, or how does that work?
I got it, Sylvia. She is going in. You are going in and out, though. I'm Heather. Yeah, the regional liaisons, the RSAs who are managing this process, they will be having that. They're managing that. So you should reach out directly to, if you are assigned in a region, reach out to that RAP liaison. And if you don't know who that is, I'm sure Sylvia or Michaela can give you that information. And just chat them up on offline, and they can share that information. Another hand?
Yes, a hand from Matthew.
Hi, will housing allowance also increase?
No. So it looks like you answered.
I'd like to share one more thing because I just thought about it because of Matt, because he's a regional RA. So for regional RAs, this extension does apply to you guys. So, but I did want to share for your regional RAs that are on a regional agreement. We will be working with the national partner as well as the regional partner to see the best course of action. So just to provide full transparency, we may have to transition you from your regional agreement with your regional partner to a national agreement with a national partner, unless we're able to work out some type of sub-agreement with them. But again, that will have to be worked through the national partner and the regional partner. But I just wanted to share that additional information because I know that regional RAs, you guys are in kind of a different situation. So just know that we're working with your liaison and your regional partner, and more information will be coming out specifically to the regional RAs for this transition.
Thank you. Thank you, Sylvia. I'm trying to make sure I didn't lose my place. I think we answered a question that Mackenzie posted about extensions and whether or not there's a gap in service.
Yes, we
So I
answered
think
that.
that's done. And then I'm just going to go a couple more questions, Grace, before I come back to you. And then can we work with DOI, land management, to help? So we are in conversations with DOI about, and are hoping that we can have some special, arrangements with them around hiring our resource assistants with these special hiring authorities. So that is a work in progress, and I think that there may be some opportunities there. Did you want to add anything, Sylvia?
No, I think that's it. More information to come. And like we said earlier, we're going to set up a webinar so that RAs, as you see job opportunities on USA Jobs, there are differences in how we manage our positions. So we want to make sure that you understand their positions. So we will be having that webinar so that you can better understand the DOI agencies and some of the opportunities that they have. But more information to come on that, as well as the authorities and the process that you'll use in applying for those positions.
Thank you, Sylvia. Grace.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for having this today, and thank you for all the hard work trying to get all this squared away. I really appreciate it. My question is, so say you have an RA that was like almost through the process of HR before the hiring pause, and if they're done and their agreement, I don't think you can go past 2 years, is in May 1st. Are they going to get to be allowed to be extended till September as well because of the situation, or is it just May 1st is their 2-year deadline?
Thanks for that question. So for those of you that may not be aware, we do have a kind of a maximum hour that an RA can obtain while in the program. And so we are providing this special, consideration or approval for RAs to go beyond that hour number for this case, for these extensions. So any RAs that are creeping up on their 3,500 hours, don't worry about it. We're going to provide that approval for you to go beyond that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Isabel, for taking notes. Please share them with all, and I'm sure there's others who are. We'll make sure that we push those out. And Ashante, so glad you're here answering the questions about the Manners Conference, and we'll let you follow up. We'll figure out a way for you to follow up with everybody after this call. Justin, everything is approved for the extensions. If a candidate, if an RA is in good standing, then they're working with through their region for that to be finalized. And if I'm saying anything incorrectly, Sylvia and Michaela, you're going to make sure that y'all flag me immediately.
Yes.
With the extension, can the RA get a small travel stipend again to support their work, especially Sylvia, Michaela?
Yes, we've already addressed that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think we got Mackenzie's question covered. And so if I heard correctly, we may be able to use our non-competitive. No. So USDA does not accept the RAP hiring certificate, not unless they get a special kind of dispensation from either it's OPM or OMB, and I don't think that's ongoing. But what we do know is that USDA has other special hiring authorities that might apply for people who are not in government and are relevant to students and recent graduates and others. So we're going to compile that list of those hiring authorities and make that available to you all so that you're aware. And that's part of the conversations we've been having with them around how they can pick up RAs that may be qualified that they have and that they're interested in hiring. So it looks like I got that one right. And then, will healthcare coverage and leave balances be adjusted for the extension? Look to Sylvia, Michaela.
And the next one
Yeah.
comes along with that as well. So yes, healthcare, your leaves. Again, we talked about the additional PD funds if we're able to provide it, as well as PTO. Yes, all of that will be adjusted, and we will share those details with the partners, and it'll be included in your extension letter.
No increase in housing stipend, but you will continue to receive one.
Yes.
And you guys, I don't understand the hashtag question. Michaela, you want to take that?
All right, so the question is the purpose of the hashtag for all USDA to CRAs, because the DHA can be used across the department. So as Merlene just said, the DHA cannot be used across the department. However, we're looking at other opportunities for RAs within USDA. And so the hashtag is so that those hiring managers will be aware of you all and be able to review your resumes and see where they can find good matches that you may be interested in.
Sylvia, you want to take Daisy's question?
Yes, so all the deferred positions, as you guys know, were grouped within cohort 10. And so as Michaela shared, we will not have a cohort 10, and we will not be bringing in any new or additional RAs in FY25 that would have come in with cohort 10. And so if there was a position that your region had within that list of deferred positions, then we will be getting with you to have that conversation about your positions.
Thank you. So I think some of these other questions have been answered, but then I'm going to Cynthia. Is the DHA only to be used with the USDA, FS, or any federal agency? The DHA is only applicable to the Forest Service and the USDA and DOI bureaus, BLM, National Park Service, and Fish and Wildlife Service. So the conversations we're having with DOI are about opportunities to ensure that resource assistance, Forest Service resource assistants with that DHA are also able to have special consideration for jobs with DOI. DHA process timeline at the end of the extensions. I think we talked about that already, Sylvia.
Yes, we talked about that already. And we'll share more updates and more information on the SharePoint and via email about DHAs and timelines and reissuance.
And R&D liaisons, that information Michelle is asking.
The liaisons list are on your wrap SharePoint. We'll drop the SharePoint link in the chat so that you can be reminded, and please save that link. But if you are curious of who your liaison is, please visit our wrap SharePoint.
And Heather, again, work with your regional liaison for wrap, and they will inform you about where they are with that process. And well, cohort 7, okay. So the new DHAs, we can't give you more than 2 years. What we can do is suspend and pause, and then reissue. Is that how that's going to work, Sylvia and Michaela?
Yes.
I believe, yes.
Yes,
Please.
so we can't extend, as Merlene stated, we cannot extend your dates or anything like that on your certificates. However, we can reissue. But, again, to be honest, we don't want to be reissuing certificates every week. We want to make sure that if we reissue a certificate that you really do need a reissuance. And so we're asking that you don't request a new certificate until you are within 6 months of your current certificate expiring. Okay. Again, more details to come about that.
And we will do our best to accommodate anyone who had a DHA when this hiring pause with the Forest Service went into effect. That's
Right.
going to be our starting point. So
Yes.
any time that's remaining, once we reissue that, we will issue it with any of that remaining time of the 2 years once that went into effect, which I believe was around April, Sylvia.
Yes, it was April, the 1st of April. Mhm.
Yeah. Um, so website, SharePoint site regarding who your liaisons are and who you should be talking with through your mentor first, and I'm sure your mentor knows, but I would start with them. Is that appropriate, Sylvia?
Yes.
Region 4, thank you, Brian and Nancy, for putting your stuff in the chat. Okay, I think we answered Grace's question. Yeah. So for those in cohort 9 whose terms end in March, their stipends will not be right-sized until after that original term end. Rachel, I don't know that I would say that, and we should have a conversation about that with Sylvia. I didn't this is cohort
So
9.
Merlene, our cohort 9 folks, yeah, their current terms don't end till March, and so that's when their extension would kick in after
Okay.
their current term.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't want to commit to anything on this call. Let's have a conversation about that because if we're, yeah, makes sense. But yeah, let's talk about that some more. And Amber, I see that's your question as well. Of losing unused PD funds once extensions come through.
No.
PD, what's that?
No, you will
Professional.
not lose any PD funds, and no, you will not lose any unused paid time off. None of that will expire through your extension. You'll have that with also the additional that we provide.
And yes, to Keishla's question, yes.
Yes.
Sanders Ruby would also, yeah, I think we've answered that question. Regional partners have to transition to a national partner. Sylvia, I'll let you guys answer that.
Yeah, so I've already provided clarification on that, and just to kind of restate that again, yes, you will either transition to a national partner on a national agreement, or we may be able to work out on a new sub agreement with a national partner and a regional partner. But more information to come on that specifically for regional RAs. So we'll be in touch with you guys soon.
Crystal's question. I think that we're covering that cost for the Manners Conference, not their PD funds.
Yes. We will take care of that, you guys. It will not come from your PD funds. More information to come on that as well to just kind of see who may be interested in going. But first we want to get you guys extended first.
Janine, I don't know how to answer that question. I think that you should first start with your regional liaison.
Oh, well, so Merlene, I'll take that. So she's asking if they don't want to accept the a reassignment through the extension, will they be able to finish out their current term? Yes. Any RA that's not interested in extending, if you have to take a reassignment and you want to finish out your current term, yes, you may finish out your current term. However, if your position is not a priority position, and you are not interested in reassigning, then your term will end with your current end date.
Thank you, Sylvia. Francis, I think that as an internship and developmental experience, we realize some of you have been here longer than others, but it's still very much an internship and a developmental experience. So our decision to right-size everyone at 750 who will be extended is our attempt, our effort, what we're trying to do as far as recognizing that this has been a challenging time. So no, we would not be increasing compensation commensurate with time and service beyond that decision we just made. Extending RAs to September to push us all into in the hopes that, we're hoping that external hiring will open up. We're going to try as much as we can to provide you support with other hiring opportunities, and we can't guarantee you that it will open up. I mean, I'm sure many of you have been here, and it's been a challenge. So, and I don't have a what does they call it, a magic ball? What is that? A crystal ball to tell the future. But all we can do is wait and see. But thanks for the question. And the intent of going through September is that we have agreements that'll be expiring, and it's easy, and this will allow us to extend you on these agreements that are about to expire, and as we prepare for new partners and such for FY26. So that's why September. We might be able to go beyond September a little bit, depending upon how the resources look once we've made all these other adjustments. But other than that, that's is connected to the agreement, the terms of the agreement, the 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 expiration date related to the agreement. I think that Matthew saying, "Yep, good question. I agree." PTO, I think you already answered that.
Yes, and Michaela is answering some. So there's a lot of these that we can skip. So a lot of these are about the stipend. So I just want to confirm and provide clarification. So we do provide a $1,000 stipend, housing stipend to all RAs each month. That stipend will not change. What's changing is your weekly stipend. Which will increase to $750, but the housing stipend is $1,000 and that will remain the same. If someone is receiving $1,250, then I'm not sure about what kind of special accommodations they receive, but no one should be receiving $1,250. Everyone should be receiving $1,000 a month. I just want to clarify that.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't think if there's anything else here that we need to respond
I
with, that's
I
not the,
think a lot of this was just about that. So I'm not seeing anything else. If we missed your question, please feel free to raise your hand.
and Blake, reach out directly to your liaison or to any of the Washington office staff if you want more information. And anyone else, anyone on this call can do the same. But please start with your mentors and your regional liaisons first, um, if you don't mind. So, yeah, I think we're all set. We got the. Is there anyone who wants to put something in the room and put their hand up and say it? Because I think that we've already gone over about 20 minutes or so.
So I see one new question. There's no penalty. Someone asked, is there a penalty if you do not stay for the entirety of your extension period in your RA term? No, there's no penalty. We want you guys to get hired. So if we extend you through September 25 and you're hired in May, then kudos to you. We're happy for you. We'll celebrate you. But no, there is no penalty. However, we do ask if you can provide us with a notice, an advance notice that you are leaving the program. We do ask that.
Okay.
All right. Well, yeah, the last thing I'll share is just a reminder of the thought box. So again, we're going to support all RAs that are interested in going to the Manners Conference. We're going to support the relocation for any RAs that need to be reassigned. But if there are other things that we should consider or think about, use the thought box, send us a message. That thought box link can be found by visiting the RAP SharePoint. So visit the RAP SharePoint. Click that link on the thought box and tell us what else that we can potentially consider and maybe get approved to provide you guys as support throughout your extensions. If you have questions about your position, reach out to your liaison. Again, we hope that we can share more details and more updates next week as we go into the holidays or go into Thanksgiving. But with that, we thank you again to our partners that have joined us today, to our liaisons that joined, to our RAP mentors, as well as our RAs. We thank you for your patience as we have waited for decisions from our leadership to provide you guys with these updates. We thank you for your patience, and we look forward to continuing working with you. If there's something that you need, please reach out to the RAP team or your liaisons. Merlene, is there any last words that you have?
No, I just want to say thank you. It's been a really difficult, 5-6 months, and many of you have been really, it's been challenging. But the grace that you've shown us and others has been deeply appreciated. So do reach out. Any questions, you know where to go, and just thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. And thank you, Merlene, for your advocacy and your support of us in this program. And Michaela, anything from you?
Yeah, I think y'all set it off. Thanks, everyone.
Right. Thanks, Vanessa, behind the scenes.
That's right.
And
Have a-
if we don't speak to you guys again, have an amazing rest of your week and weekend and next week. Be safe if you're traveling, but hope you have a great, happy Thanksgiving with your loved ones. So thanks, everyone. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.